Is it hard, easy, or a daily routine for you to be a tournament director of event like this?
Well, I think that every event has its nuances and its challenges, and we're here at King's Casino in Rosvedov, which first of all is an amazing setup, great support staff with Tarkin Karatis, the director of poker, and all of his team. We brought in several of the best European floor staff, as well as a couple of American transplants that I brought with me, and everybody's just done an amazing job collaboratively working together to make sure that the event is a success. But it's not really hard when we're talking about Leon, his team, and just everything that they do here to ensure that the players' experience is unlike anywhere else in Europe.
How is it with the players? Did you see any differences in Euro players and the players from USA?
Well, I think a poker player is a poker player, right? Everybody's kind of playing the game and they play it their own way. One of the things that I kind of see in poker in Europe specifically is that the competition is always very good, right? It's always very serious, it's very proud, and people are playing to win. You still see camaraderie and social exchanges and that sort of thing here, as you would anywhere else in the games in the States, in Las Vegas, California, or wherever. But I will definitely say it's very much on the professional level. And this event specifically, there are a lot of businessmen, amateur, recreational players, right, that are participating. So this is a really just a mixture of all different social statuses coming together, from professional poker player to recreational, and playing a big event. And by the way, the number of players that we have right now is the largest for this buy-in ever. So for a 100K buy-in in Europe, I think the largest was like 61 players, and we're well over 80 now. And we still have a lot of time for players to either come in late, register, or to re-enter. So this one is going to be the biggest that I think Europe has ever seen. Plus, the guy that wins it or lady that wins it is going to be very happy. And of course, we're going to raise a whole lot of money for one drop in the process, which is really the main purpose for hosting this event this year.
You're working with players, it's your job, of course, with thousands of players every day. Have you got maybe your favorite player to cooperate in your job?
I like everyone, right? In my job, you have to like everyone. Are there a few personalities that are a little different than others? Yeah, maybe so. But you know what? I like everyone. And the person who's playing the best, that gets the cards and ends up becoming victorious. It's great for them. I'm not rooting for one to beat anyone else or anything like that. I'm always rooting for the best poker to be played and for the person who played the best to be victorious and for them to get the acknowledgement for that.
Okay, but from poker players, everyone probably loves Daniel Negreanu. He's talkative, he's always smiling. We know trash talker Will Kasuf, a very passionate player, Phil Helmut. How it is for you when you need to calm them down, especially guys like Kasuf and Helmut? Is it hard, or what is the best way to calm down players like these superstars?
Sometimes the nice approach just doesn't work, right? Sometimes you say, hey, we've got to tone it down a little bit, that you're getting a little too rough at the table, whatever. We always try those approaches, right? We pull them off to the side, we have conversations with them, we kind of explain the issue, we kind of get them away from the table so they can kind of, reposition themselves so they know that, hey, we have an issue and what can we do? It just not always works, right? So sometimes you have to be a little more aggressive. And sometimes if you get told multiple times and you continue to not comply or continuing to make the experience bad for others, then we have to resort to, more aggressive approaches, meaning that, we may give you a timeout away from the table for a few hands or a couple of rounds, that sort of thing, or receive a penalty for being loud, disruptive, that sort of thing. But you know what? These guys are playing for a lot of money. There's a lot of emotions that run deep here, right? And we have to realize that not everybody that enters a poker tournament wins. And so, taking all of that into consideration, those tactics to actually, give someone a penalty or make them sit away from the table, it should only be used when everything else fails, right? Behavior should be able to be corrected by simply, somebody on the floor saying, hey, you're being a little aggressive at the table, or you're being a little loud, or, you're being a little disruptive or whatever. Can you please calm down for us, and usually 99 out of 100 times they will be okay. There are some that don't, and those that don't, very few, those are the ones that we have to deal with a little bit differently.
My last question, what is your view on the future of poker? Because there are a lot of talks about time banks, 30-second time bank when players are in a hand in tournaments, or what do you think so about bet on ante?
So here's what I'll tell you. It's probably the most important question that you asked me in the entire interview. I think there's an inherent problem in tournament poker, which is that people don't respect everyone's time all the time. I'm not going to say it's everyone. I'm going to say that some players spoil the bunch for everyone else. I think that a time bank is an unnecessary constraint put on players, allowing them not to be able to use more time when they need it and less time when they should, right? And so, you know, forcing someone to say, okay, you should act every hand 30 seconds or whatever. What I want to do, and what I have done with my rules, I've adjusted my rules to now say, okay, the players can continue to police themselves and call the clock, and we can put someone on a countdown, you know, if we feel that the situation warrants it. But also that we can intervene if we feel that someone is taking too much time. We can intervene and make them act on their hand faster by saying, hey, you have so much time to act, 0 to 30 seconds. We can put someone on a 5-second countdown. And so the result that I want from people playing poker is to respect each other. If this is level 1 in a poker tournament and a guy's or lady's taking too long in a hand, should tell them that they should play a little faster. Like, let's keep the game going. The more hands that we see, the better it is for everyone, the more chances we have to make money because we're playing poker. The longer we take, the more unnecessary time that players take, the more the experience starts to get bad for everyone else. And that's when the problems really exist. So my thoughts to all poker players everywhere: be respectful towards each other, give people extra time when they need it, have rules in place to punish those that are not being respectful, and then also those that are calling the clock too often or excessively stalling, being able to, you know, penalize them appropriately in those situations. So for me, it's about changing the behavior, not putting in a hardcore constraint that says, hey, I got 30 seconds to act, I got 20 seconds to act, or whatever, that you're respectful. You and I are in competition with each other. We're trying to play the same game. I should give you time, you should give me time, but we should not be taking unnecessary time from each other or from anyone else, because it only hurts the entire tournament. And once players realize that it's in their best interest to act quicker, that's when they start acting quicker. But also, if they know that we might put them on a clock, that has a little bit of an effect on them as well, and they naturally pretty much respond to that too.
Okay, thank you very much.